Yeah, I sent it like right before I gave you a call. Just clean this thing right here because my cameraman is always dirty. Okay, we're coming live to talk to some people right here. We're coming live in just seconds. I hate that. No, not for. So this is just like a pickup warehouse facility.
Yeah. So they do all the trucks and they run all the routes over here.
So Scott is telling us what's going on here with the Red Bull. We are at
this is Redbull distribution company. They distribute all the Red Bull for entire Houston in this facility here. So everybody here is the truck drivers running routes, selling in the stores, convenience stores, stuff like that.
So pretty much these people that are moving constantly on the road and they need some fitness and nutrition tips and how to make decisions. That's the main thing. How to make decisions.
Ricky Lang! Hey! My man! You guys fucking rock!
There you go.
Yeah, that was super random. Alright, how's everybody doing today? I know what you guys are all thinking, like, where is the food, right? So the food got behind Yvonne and Nancy are picking it up right now. So it'll be a much more healthier today, you know, as we focus on fitness and eating right. And we got Juan in here to talk about nutrition, healthy, and how to get ripped like him. So,
Hey, that one dude lost like 140 pounds eating Chick-fil-A, so that's good to me.
How you guys doing today? I'm gonna get started right away because I know time is important for you. It's very important for me. I don't do this as a living. I'm having the blessing to be speaking in front of you to talk about one of my biggest passions, fitness, business, and music. 40 years old, Colombian, born and raised. Was born in Bogota in a totally different environment, narco economy, which gives me a difference of perception of what you think is right or wrong, right? The only reason I'm bringing that in perspective is to put it in context. Did bodybuilding for about 10 years and quit about 10 years ago. So I've been doing, now I do more running. I'm more aware and conscious about keeping my health and my energy levels as high as possible. And I know I am over here talking to a crew that delivers energy in bottle counts, right? In a water container. Health is number one. Given the context of me being Colombian and being in the US for the last 16 years, puts me in perspective that whatever you tell me, I'm gonna believe. That you cannot do. Colombians tell me, oh man, but I gotta have my aguardientes, I gotta have my arepas, I'm gonna try these, but I cannot continue because I'm Colombian. I have to eat arepas. I'm Mexican, I gotta eat my tortillas and my tacos, it's impossible. So all your blueprint.
You're Mexican?
So I respect and I appreciate that, but whatever you believe is your reality, it becomes yours, okay? So my point today is only 45 minutes for you to I don't care what you eat, but this the decision-making process. The decision that we make in everything in life, everything we do, is going to have a direct impact in what we get back to us. Energy is my obsession, and I want to have the best so I can give to my family members, to my loved ones, and to the people that are working with me. Putting it back into context, I am a real estate broker, also an entrepreneur. I own 3 businesses. I happen to know Scott over here who works for Redbull, a co-working office space in Midtown, and in a construction company. So I worked in construction. I've done fitness. I became a personal trainer since I was 19 years old, and I got fascinated and I got really, really passionate about everything that has to do with nutrition and fitness. I was 245 pounds, and I'm only 5'9", so I'm a short dude, stocky guy. Did the competition, won a couple of shows, and never wanted to take it to the next level because I started to think that it was not completely healthy for me. Turning 30, I flipped around and I started doing more cardiovascular exercise along with my exercise. All I have to say to this point, I go to the gym, I work out with a lot of 20-year-old kids, I kick their asses. I do. I run about 12 miles when I do, and I think I'm deploying a lot of egocentric into you, but I'm just to put it into context that whatever you believe and that the decision that you were gonna make after this talk, hopefully will start making a little change. One 45-minute talk will do nothing to you. Only open up the perception of being aware, and then you can go and immerse yourself into learning more about it. Then you can go, we have the internet, all you gotta do is pull up your phone, all of us live on our phones, and start getting more information into it, and always find somebody who's already doing it, already done it. Tell me who you're with or hang out with, and I will probably tell you your end results. Some people tell me, man, I want to get away from this drinking and whatnot, and what they do is keep hanging out with friends that are always drinking. I'm not saying that it's wrong or bad. This is, there will not the existence of good if it wasn't there any bad, right? It's called perception. That's why I keep saying I'm Colombian. I was born in a narco economy that gives me a different blueprint. Now, I want to enter into what I'm got here to talk about, which is the nutrition portion and the decisions that we are making. I went to the store and I got me some snacks. I went to the gas station. I'm just gonna get whatever. I'm hungry. People tell me I need sugars because sugars are give me energy, right? So I got me this right here. Looks semi-natural. I got thirsty because sometimes I like my flavor, right? There you go. I got me some cookies because they're tasty and they have sugar. And sugar gives me energy. That's what we believe. And I got me some Cracker Jack. I would never buy any of these things, but it was actually a cool experience. And I decided to go really healthy, super healthy. And I got me these Sun Chips. Because man, I go organic too, right? And some people love these ones right here. Some stickers, right? At the end of the day, we're looking for energy. We're looking for energy. Energy is what it attracts me. I want to have at all times. I work about 18 hours a day. I work Sunday to Sunday. The only reason I'm able to sustain longer hours is because I've been training myself, and whatever I put into my body is in accordance to what I want my outcome and my end result. The decisions. I went to the store and I got a bunch of things, right? I don't have the time to cook. I was never raised into a healthy environment. I just can't eat healthy because my body doesn't like it. You can give me all the excuses. That's the reality. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you that we are bombarded right now with man-made profit. This is profit to another company. Nothing against that because I'm also in business. To the point that Mother Nature is not into profit. Whatever, I remember a friend of mine came over to my house and he opened up the fridge, opened everything. I'm like, dude, man, you have nothing to fucking eat in this place, man. I'm like, if you open up the fridge, if you open the pantry, you can cook everything that is in there, but you want to come and have the experience of having already. Available, instant gratification mentality. You want some? I'll leave those for you at the end. What I'm probably gonna keep. I'll probably keep something. So don't get me wrong. You can go extremes. Yeah, you can go extremes. Speaking of sugar, I will have to talk about three things: metabolism, alkalinity. Those two things are major. Who here knows what metabolism is? And they can probably give us a quick definition.
Metabolism is the rate at which your body burns fat and energy.
Okay, that's a portion of metabolism. Anybody else? But we hear it all the time, right? Man, I gotta get my metabolism faster, right? Because if I don't have metabolism, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna improve my health, right? Metabolism is where the body has a bunch of processes to create and eliminate substances. It's a biological and chemical processes to create, eliminate. grow hair, sweat, protein, hair, sweat, all of that, that's the metabolism. So the rate that you were talking about, the speed, is going to be factored in what we eat and the lifestyle that we live. The more you're sitting on a place, the less chances that your metabolism is going to speed up, meaning the speed that where the body breaks down all the nutrients and releases what it doesn't need, right? So I have to speak about metabolism because that's where, when you have a fully understanding of every little process that goes into your body, once you eat something, that makes you aware. And makes you aware of your decision-making process. One of the things that we have in the body, something called the insulin, right? Everything we eat is converted into sugars. The broccoli that you ate, the rice, the celery, the meat, the fish. So we are converting everything into glycogen, energy that flows around into the system in the body. And then when on top of that, we'll give it available energy, instant, because this one goes, and if you do it ever a glyco test, if you eat oatmeal or broccoli, your spike of sugar levels is going to be like almost nothing, because it's going to take your body to break it down about 2 hours to break that down and extract the nutrients. When I drink this right here, or these chips right here, in about a minute and a half, it's going to spike up. Automatically the insulin comes in and says, wait a second, we have to stabilize the levels of sugars in the body. Otherwise, we'll have the same effect of when we're drinking tequila or when we're drinking beer. We start getting, dizzy. So the insulin releases, the pancreas insulin releases the insulin that comes in, removes the excess of sugars, and it converts it into what?
Fat.
Into fat. Then the body has two sources of energy. Available energy that flows around every single day. That's what we consume every single day. And it also has something called stored energy. Now, some of you may care for this. Some of you may give a fuck. For real. Just my brother, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He says bread and pancakes and I want more sugar on top of it. That's his blueprint, and I'm not going to go and affect his balance and his peace. But I know for sure, because the facts dictate that all this instant gratification, you're going to be spending more money in the future. I've seen it. 50 years old already, paying medical bills and going to the doctor and feeling like they were already 100 years old. We are supposed to live life to the fullest until you die. Not because you're 40, because you're 50, you're 60, and you rebuild your cells every single day. Going back to the energy, which is my main focus today. Going back to decision-making process. At the end of the day, 45 minutes after this, decision-making process is all I care. Going back to the energy, then people tell me, you know what? I'm just going to go into a diet, and I'm just going to begin tomorrow. I'm going to start running. You have to have a little bit of understanding that it's not so quick that you just have the what is called no, that's bad diet. We all know a Coke, and everything that is man-made. We know it's that bad. So I tell my friends, you can begin with no, that's bad diet. Begin tomorrow, and start incorporating what you know is good. Mother Nature and your nuts and your all go green like you can imagine possibly. But I hate greens. But I hate that. Well, you start becoming more knowledgeable, and then you have your phone. All you gotta do is pull out your phone, Google, and research foods that you may like. Out of the list of 100, I guarantee you gotta be like at least 2 of those sources. When you begin to say, I'm going to, because of my lifestyle, I don't have the time to cook, I'm always on a rush. My eating time is when people are demanding from me. I have to deliver, I have to drop, I have to do all these things right here. It happens to me. My phone, the office, I do property management. I'm the one sweeping the floor. I tell you, I've been the one sweeping the floor to the point of putting on a tie and running the meeting. To me, it doesn't really matter. What I care is that I take a little bit of time, because that's the number one factor, time. Oh, I don't have the time. If you tell me that, I can factor in and I can break it down out of 24 hours. You will have the time. You just don't want to have the time. is the same thing that brushing your teeth. How many of you actually get up in the morning and plan and put it on a planner or a calendar, brush my teeth? None. You put it on your planner? Okay, well, it's
I forget it a lot.
but this is what I'm trying to say. Like, mom and dad put so much crap on us. Brush your teeth. Come on, brush it. Every night or every morning, they did it so much that it becomes a habit. And the day that you stay elsewhere, or you went out, or you're at your friend's house and you get up and you don't brush your teeth, that day you feel uncomfortable. That day you know that something is missing, and you're gonna figure it out. That's what happens to me when I don't work out, when I don't get to do my running. I don't get up in the morning, I don't plan my muscles, I don't plan my workouts, I don't do any of that because I did it for so long and planned it for so long that it has become a reflex. It's already part of my lifestyle. So I'm not saying you have to become a professional athlete, but all I have to say is, like, a lot of you here, I know it because people talk to me all the time, at some point wish they had a six-pack once in their lives. And guess what? All of us have the six-pack right here. Everybody has it underneath, and we only have one life. We only have one. I hope that was a Red Bull. So we only have one life, right? So my take is, we only have one life. You make it whatever you want it to be. Bottom line. Bottom line. Going back to the energy. So people, this is what they do. Man, I'm running 15 miles, I'm running my ass off, and I lost weight, yeah. But then I got stuck in 220. That's happened to my cousin in Austin. I go there, he got stuck in 220, he was doing 5 miles, running, like his ass off. And I said, are you running for like speed, or, I mean, what's, no, I want to lose weight. I said, okay, interesting. And I'm eating so healthy. So I go to his kitchen, open it up, and I look in. Wrong. And he had fruits, and he had some sort of vegetables and everything. And I said, what is that I'm doing wrong? I said, well, remember I said everything is converted to sugars? That counts. That tomato is a fruit. When you lost weight, you cannot have that tomato. When you lost weight specifically for 12 weeks, you cannot have that carrot. I'm telling you how it is. But it's healthy. Is a tomato healthy, or considered to be healthy, or the carrot? So you have to get into the point of metrics and understand and put your body as if you were a person with diabetes. There's no difference. You have to bring your sugar level so low and bring your ketones. Ketones is a stage where the body starts using fat as a way of burning energy. So the analogy will be very simple. Let's pretend we have a rack right here with energy that is available, which is flowing around. Whatever tortilla that I ate this morning with those pancakes and that bagel is running here, right? And then over here, we have all the fat. Everything we've eaten for the last 10 years, 5 years, 3 months, 5 days. The way it's gonna work, the body is gonna, the moment you start using the energy, your body's gonna be thinking, okay, I need what it have available, and take 1, 2, and 3 units, and possibly 1 from the fat. So I start walking. I'm gonna start begin walking. So my body's gonna continue consuming the energy, 1, 2, 3, and another from fat. My goal is to increase that the body uses more from the fat. Not only this one will use always what is floating around in your body. So if you keep not burning these ones enough, you will never burn the fat, right? The problem begins is when people say, I'm running like crazy. So you start jogging, and then your body goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 from here. You keep doing it faster, you increase your speed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 from here. If you start running like crazy, your body's gonna completely shut down right here and use whatever the body requires immediately. Energy, instant energy. So at the end of the day, you run your ass off, you finish, you feel depleted. What is the first thing you want to, whenever you run like 5 miles, what is it that you want to have like right away? Like a Gatorade, like something with sugars, right? Because at that point, your body's depleted. Your body's telling you, we need sugars, bring it back. And at that point, you burn 0 fat. So fat burning is a little bit different. You have to take in consideration that you go to the gym, and then, Juan Carlos said, slowly, but then you spread it out on a 45 minutes to an hour. And then you can do a little bit of a did a little bit of a, what's going on, man? A friend of mine. A little bit of intervals. I'm not going to get into that because that's called personal training, right? And the idea of today is talk about nutrition. The second thing, I've been talking about sugars. It's important for me to understand how the body consumes the energy and how it burns the energy. The third thing I'm going to be talking about is making your body alkaline. How many of you, by show of hands, you had a good night's sleep, you didn't party this weekend, you're perfectly fine, and you feel tired? By show of hands, like one day you just get up and you're like, man, I'm sleepy, or I don't know what's wrong. You blame it on the heat. Well, what of you? Okay, you gotta tell me what to do then, because I know all of us have been like, you get up in the morning and you're like, man, what's wrong with me, right? Where's my energy? I slept well and everything else. The body builds up the toxins and the liver and all of that. So everything that we've been eating, all these preservatives and all the additives that we put in food is essential. I keep talking about food. It's like, it comes from God, I'm telling you. Then you have to, the same way you take a race car to the racetrack, you have to tune it up, you have to clean it up, you have to clean the carburetor, you have to get it ready for the race, right? So the same thing I used to tell my clients for personal training is, let's clean up first. Let's do a tune-up. Then you'll be ready to run the race. How do you do that? You have to make your body alkaline. How do you do that? The coffee, the wine, the beer, the additives. It keeps building and building and building. And then your body becomes more acidic. And when your body becomes more acidic, that's when you feel tired, when you feel nausea, you feel your emotions are more, more triggered easily. When cancer is being proven that it develops easier on a acidic body. Fat bodies and skinny bodies have different levels of alkalinity, where the fat has more levels of acidity. Now, the one thing I will tell you, get up in the morning, get a little bit of warm water, squeeze a lemon or a lime, and drink it. I know you drink coffee, and I know you do all of these things because you gotta have a sig and sack, right? Cannot be all hardcore, but you cannot take your vehicle to the racetrack if you don't have the tune-up first. So my advice to people is always, get it cleaned up first. Give yourself, because this is benefit to you, not to me, an X amount of percentage of days. I ask people 12 weeks. Oh my God, that's too many days. Then if you multiply your age by 365, you tell me the amount of days you're lived. And then 12 weeks is like 0.002 out of the time to get into a level of tuned up, your body. So alkaline is always a very crucial factor. Drop, green. The snacks, people are gonna tell me, how can I carry this with me on the road? I've been on the road too. I carry my things. Now, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, it's not that you just got up and, oh, I made it and I got married. You have to work your way through that, right? You have to go on the dates, and then you have to put up with a lot of bullshit, and then, I'm telling you, and then you're married. Then people want to be in shape all of the sudden. You have to put a little bit of work into it. And everything, it's where you deploy the energy. When energy goes, energy flows. Make your body alkaline. Green is the factor. If you're asking me what kind of snacks can I eat today, I'm gonna name all the greens from, in my case, I eat a lot of nuts, avocados, celery, and cucumbers. Those are my snacks. And peanut butter with rice cake. Those are my snacks. Where I'm hungry because when I go to the gym, I'm still working out. As I was 240 pounds, I still lift semi-heavy. I decided to drop a little bit of another 8 pounds. It took me about 9 days to drop 8 pounds. Because I was training again too hard, and I like my running. I now enjoy doing my 12-mile run. But when I go to the gym, I used to think, oh man, I didn't have my protein shake and my drink, so I cannot, I cannot have the, the energy or the explosive energy to sustain a press or whatever. So right here, when I feel sleepy, I said I only have 35 minutes of workout, and I put myself in a horrible situation where I think this is the last day of my life, or my mom's life, for real. Like I think in the morning, and I think that any given time I can receive a phone call She is 73 years old. She doesn't even look that she's 73. And I'm making a phone call that she is dead. That puts me into check reality in 2 seconds. And if I was sleepy at the gym, guess what happens? It's all mental. Sometimes I allow myself to, yeah, I've been working hard. I've been doing all these things. I should be tired. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit and a little bit of that. And I said, fuck this. I'm gonna actually come here and give it all, so I can, at the end of the day, just feel better. So decisions, it's what is going to tailor into what you eat. Now, my understanding is most of you guys are on the road, right? So it's freaking difficult, man. It's more complex because not only you are dealing with other people's times that messes you with your time. Am I correct? The traffic, the people that you're about to deliver something or get into, that you have to play with their time, not your time. So stress, I'm not even going to get into that. It's how do you manage stress so you don't raise cortisol. That's another important factor. But if I know that if I'm doing my job, is showing up on time, being as professional and as ethical as I can be, and it's not a factor or depends on me, this end result, I'm going to be better. And if I bring and I prepare for my meals, I'll be fine. How many of you have ever carried like one of those coolers in your vehicle so you can have a snack? By show of hands. Okay, so we have about 30-40% that have tried that before. Invest in yourself. That's all I can say. Buy one of those coolers. Some of them you can even plug them in so it keeps your food fresh. You're gonna save money in 2 ways. Because you're gonna eat more food and healthier food. That's what it's gonna cost you on the drive-thru or it's gonna cost you on the restaurant. Bottom line. Secondly, you're saving money for the future in doctor visits. It is what it is. Because everything we've been pulled in to consume is not that great. Fortunately enough, we're going through a consciousness area where people are now more conscious now than ever before. Now, 10 years ago, if you try to offer this, well, this is not the one, but if I had an organic drink, because you've seen it popping out right now, you know, organic grocery store, and organic this, and natural made, and now people pay $10 for this thing. Like 100%, 1,000% what the cost is. Now people are investing, especially the young millennials. Who over here is under 22? By show of hands.
I'm one. I'm 22.
22. The reason I'm asking is because for the newer generation, it's important to invest in themselves. So that's why the 22 will prefer to spend $10 out of his budget on something that he knows that is going to be good for him. Hopefully, supply and demand is going to stabilize where you won't have to pay $10 anymore. The more it comes to the market, the cheaper it's going to get, and the beneficiaries are going to be us, the end consumer. I bought these treats over here because I just wanted to show how easy it is to get to a convenience store or to a drive-thru and get screwed in 5 minutes. And I spent, all of that was $11, I think, yeah. So all of this because, oh, sugar gives me energy. That's some bullshit right there. I don't know where people get that from. You know what happens when you eat these 3 at the same time? You're gonna have this, look, coffee the same thing, and sugars. We all are driving for energy. We want energy, because I know you want the energy too, to sustain more family time, to sustain more workout time, and to be completely active at work. We all care for our work too. You know, it's called the credit card mentality. You enjoy it right now, and you pay for it later. That coffee, you drink it, and it's gonna have the withdrawal effect in about 2 hours. It will. And then that's what you go for the second cup. Or people that have the misbelief that this is actually energy. Well, it's a bunch of energy that is gonna spike your insulin. The insulin is gonna come and clean it up, and it's gonna start creating diabetes in your body. The majority of diabetic people in the United States is because of eating habits, and people that have been cured completely is those who actually dropped the insulin shots and everything and went into a whole foods program for about 12 weeks and stabilized. Those who have the genetic problem or situation, and you deal with that. In my family, there is a portion of diabetic people, and I noticed because I at some point when I was 240 pounds and I wanted to start dropping to my natural weight, which is 190, I put myself into a hypoglycemic situation. So I go to the doctor, started getting depleted because I went from 7,000 calorie to I wanted to be on a 2,500 to 2,000. Now I am on a 2,000 calorie. I manage energy in it. I'm 40. So I have to take that into consideration. My metabolism is not when I was 22. So naturally, I have to factor some things in. Not to say, oh, I'm old, I'm screwed, and no, just to factor some things that to me, I can maintain 98% more, 91% of my muscle than you do because you burn it faster than I do. So now I'm enjoying what I wanted to have when I was 20 years old. Understand and the second thing is understand yourself. Appreciate yourself. According to when you study personal trainer, they tell you that there's 3 types of bodies, and I'm just gonna say there's the fat and obese, the skinny, and the athletic. There's some people that are just naturally more athletic. There are. There's some people that you eating like crazy, and they're like a steak, right? And there's some people that just don't eat much and automatically turn everything into fat. Understand who you are, appreciate who you are, and work from there. Do not try. Now, everything is possible, I can tell you, because I've been from the 165 to 248 pounds, and I dropped 21 pounds in one day. Because I will weigh in for my competition at 200 pounds, and then I will show up at night for my show at 220. And I remember the guys, oh no, they call the light heavyweights, not the heavyweights. I'm like, sorry man, I'm on this weight class. All the water that will come in. Nothing super healthy, but I did it. So I'm not getting paid for any of this right here. It was a favor that I got asked, and I started to share fitness for business. If you want to look up some of my information, JC Wired on Instagram, JC Wired on Snapchat, and Wired JC on Facebook. I started to share more information when it comes to the fitness and how we fuel, nutrition and fitness in my case, for my passion for business. When I say business, is anything that has to do with your profession. Just be more proactive, because once we're 20, we don't care. Then we actually care for our family members, our kids, our spouses, our moms, and for us, being able to provide for them. Because a lot of people are not good at being accountable for ourselves. But once you're accountable for your son, for your daughter, for your mother, you always thought that you want to provide something better for your mom or your grandmother, and you still are in the chance to do anything in life. Anything and everything is possible. And I cannot stress enough to tell you, get away from sugars. Now, Zig and Zach, right? Zig and Zach, for those who believe they have the courage and actually care a little bit for this, if you want to learn more information, shoot me up a text or a Facebook message, and I'll be more than glad to share a diet with you guys. What I wanted to do today, because I know you're on the road, is how easy is to go and what I saw there. I saw almonds, bananas, and that was it. There was nothing else that I could possibly eat. But not eating at all is also not good, because it slows down your metabolism, as we were talking about the rate of the speed. So whenever you're in the store, you know what happens when you ended up eating one of these things last minute? It's because you were not what? Prepared. So if you're not prepared, this right here, this talk, I prepared zero to come over here, because I'm just sharing my lifestyle with you guys, and I'm sharing this with a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs. And you've seen me at the office till probably midnight, 1 in the morning. I get up at 5 in the morning. I am just thankful that I am one of those that made it to become a human being. You know how difficult it is to become a human being? Out of all these thousands of other little brothers and sisters that were competing to get a spot? That's my point. We're blessed to be here. Now we're blessed to be in the United States of America, because I come from Colombia, and I know how it is often to care for nutrition. Actually, here there's people that can leverage you and help you out, and you may say, oh, but that is going to cost me money. remember, you're saving for the future. And that energy that you put it back to yourself, that you can go play with your kids, you can play with your family, that energy that you can give back to your spouse, you will be greatly appreciated. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Obviously, I got tons of more information from the nutrition, from the passion that I put into the workout. Now, I'd like to go into more of a Q&A. Questions. I'd like to ask questions to you to see if anything was actually captured of today's small lunch break. So I'd like to hear some questions. Do we have a question right here?
Yeah, I was on YouTube the other day.
Perfect.
While he's driving.
They got this cat. It's called Kino Body.
Kino Body, okay.
He fasts for what, like 7 to 8 hours, drinking water, and then he eats whatever he wants for a big meal. But 1 meal a day.
Okay.
It's not that terrible. That's horrible.
I'm glad you heard the YouTube. You know what? 10 years ago, you actually had to be a person trying to get some information. Now, we're bombarded by content. There are a million strategies, diets, workouts, whatnot. Okay? You know what the difference is? It's not the content, it's the execution. Because all of you know that you go on YouTube and you pay zero, and you find a person trying to give you all the content for free online to say, look, now live like this, run like this. But it's the execution. So it's not about the strategy, it's about who is doing it. So at that point, I cannot give you my opinion on that diet or that specific program because I have not done it myself to see if it actually works for me. I had a seminar in my office, and this guy comes in and he's doing the paleo diet, which is like, back in the day, we used to be, hunting for our food. So we will be one day without food and come and hunt and eat. So now I'm eating only once a day. If you make it your reality, it's gonna fucking work. It's gonna work. So it's not about the content, it's picking something and actually going for it and executing. Now it's more difficult when you're doing it on your own. It's when you have somebody next to you, that synergy works a lot better to get and get it done. So that was a terrific question. Dude, I always ask my Saint Google, always go and Saint Google and ask him, what do you think about this right here? And all the information is online. The difference will be, because we want to know the best one. We wanted to know the most effective one. And then we go, no, this is, I hear people talking about all this bullshit going on, and this is better than the other one, and I look at it and I'm like, why don't you just do it? So it shows, right? Why don't you just get it executed a little bit? Execution is, in my perception, the mother of success of anything you put in life. So that was a good question. Man, try it and let me know. Send me the. Go ahead.
Not to take up the time and everything. But okay, you're dieting and stuff, and you're eating all these natural foods. But once you start hitting the weights and everything, it's like your body is craving carbs. What do you do with that?
Very simple for carbohydrates. Go on Saint Google again and search all the complex carbohydrates and stay away from simple carbs. And if you do find natural, healthy, simple carbs like bananas, like all the fruits, I always ban them for the people that are actually in the weight loss for about 10 weeks. And I replace the nutrients, the antioxidants, and the vitamins that come from the fruits, I put them in a different manner. But if you're in a weight loss program, search complex carbohydrates, stick with the ones that you like. I'm a person that if I know dirt is good for me, I will eat dirt without salt. That's me. So people have to have the flavor, and I'm from Louisiana, and I have to have, well, find the medium, find the medium for you. So in that case, simple carbs, this is a simple carb. It'll convert to energy right away. So meaning if I drink this right here, I have about 3 to 5 minutes to go run for about 20 minutes to burn this, so my body doesn't release the insulin. So that's a good thing to put in perspective. As far as the source of protein, if you put it this way, 1, 2, and 3, right? This is my size of my proteins. This is my size of my carbs, and this is my size of my veggies, or all my fiber and my other nutrients. If every meal should have the 3 of them. Now what I do is something called I rotate my carbs. I trick my body, because when you do something for a long time, your body gets used to it and doesn't respond. It's like it's in construction. The people that are hammering something is going to develop a bigger bicep than the other one, but it's going to develop to the point that it sustains that work, and it's going to stop right there. So you constantly have to be switching out. And the best routine that I have is a no routine. But this is for me. I got a gazillion over here, and there is probably a million routines online. I don't like the gym. Well, find whatever you like. I don't know. If you like running, if you like playing with the kids, but it has to be conscious, and it has to be 40-minute constant activity. They walk, it's because I walk all day, like Europeans walk more and South Americans walk more, and then you see that people are tend to be obese in those countries. It's because less processed food and more movement. But in order to achieve health, you gotta have at least 40 minutes of continuous higher rate. And I didn't even touch on the higher rate. Heart rate is also another important factor in how your body consumes the energy. So too much to talk about. I don't think we'll be able to cover in one simple talk. Another question, right?
Should I do cardio before or after weights?
Wow, thank you for that. Okay, two tips right here, so you can leave from here. Cardio, women always go to the gym to do cardio first, and they go to the weights. What did I explain? Your body consumes first the available energy, right? So maybe you want to use that energy for explosive movement, which is breaking out the tissue, the muscle. So you go and look for tonification and muscle building first, meaning anaerobics or weights first. Then once you use that energy, you go slowly to the treadmill, to the Stairmaster, or whatever, and then you start burning the fat. Because you already kind of like burn your available energy. You know that you cannot go running unless your physical strength and your performance is higher. You go into the treadmill after. And a third thing that I like to share with you is a morning walk. And this is very difficult because some people have like really stressful schedules. But morning walk or a walk on an empty stomach, if you do it 3 times a week and then you do it 4, and then you reach for the 2 weeks, you reach it to 5 times a week on 40 minutes on an empty stomach. That's where the body is like in a superhuman stage, and metabolizes everything quicker. So you burn more fat on an empty stomach in the morning as soon as you get up. So that doesn't count if you want to actually do weights or do basketball. This is completely separate. You got to do 30 minutes, 35, 40, 45, and there's a schedule, and then you increase the number of days, increase the number of the time, and at the same time you're exchanging more veggies, less carbs, you're retaining your carbohydrates, less calorie intake. That's going to translate into a more lean body.
If you forget to plan and prepare a lunch, and you do have to go to like a convenience store or something like that, is it better to, like you were just saying, it's not good to not eat anything, but do you just get like a bunch of nuts? Like if you're in that scenario where you need to eat something, but you want to try and eat something healthy and not grab a Snickers, what would you grab?
Okay, in my case, I keep on my I keep it on my calendar just to remind me. I do a low, medium, high carbs. I always do that. Low, medium, high, low, medium, high, low, medium, high. So when you do low, medium, high, keeps me on scenario that if it's my high carb day, maybe I had to draw about a Chick-fil-A, because my choice will be Chick-fil-A and not McDonald's, for instance. Obviously, none of those. But if I have to, I'll go to Chick-fil-A, and if it's my high carb day, I'll get my hamburger and bun and I'll eat it. But if it's my low carb day, guess what I'm gonna eat? Only half of the bread, or not even, depending on how I feel, and I will get a salad instead of the fries. So that's sort of the selection that I always make, and it keeps me on check. Oh, today's my low carb day, and I just don't fuck around with it. And it helps me not killing myself at the gym, because then if I eat it right here, then guess what? You gotta go to the gym, and then 45 minutes harder, or just work out, 1 hour and 30 minutes, and extend my workout to pay off for that. Any other question?
What about when you're trying to watch your sugars, but the sodium is so high?
Say that again?
The sodium is high because it don't have sugars. Like, what's your better choice of the two?
Yeah. Could you pass me this water? Okay, this one. This is carbonated water, but I just wanted to have it. But I prefer not to. Just regular water. The problem with waters too, they come in a bottle container and they have a lot of acidity too. So if you can bring a lemon with you and squeeze some drops, that'll kind of like cure the acidity levels and make it more alkaline. Just pure water, man. Just pure water, because this one, like, 0 sugars, and the the sodium is 15 grams of sodium on this one. As long as you don't pass, you know the amount of grams per sugar that you should have per day is like 21. Look at these things per serving. This one has 3 servings, and this one has per serving 26 grams of sugars per serving. And you should have about 21 a day if you're actually going to go and consume the sugars. Besides knowing that the broccoli that you're eating is going to be converted into sugar in your body. Now, the third thing is, the more you do it, the more you develop a taste for it. At the beginning is when you're not in the pattern, when you're used to the greasy, the sugary, the crispy, and all of that, is the body, the brain releases a chemical substance right here that makes you crave more of the fried and the crispy. So, and then it becomes a habit, like everything else. So once you start eating whole foods, I used to do, I still do it once a year. I do like a cleanup for 21 days. 21 days is actually like a biblical or a spiritual day, but it's just very simple. If you're able to sustain something for 21 days, you most likely will able to continue doing it. And what I do is eat nothing but raw, whole foods, 1 portion of fruits, no nuts, no coffee, no tea, no sugars. That cleans up my system. And you can clean this up like twice a week or something. Even tea, and flush it out a little bit with water, and you're going to realize that you have more energy. But I drink my coffee, and then I have my beer every once in a while, and I'm a human being too, but I make my choices to the point to understand what is it that I want in life, for real. I think we're done. Yeah. So I appreciate for your time. Thank you. Jay, I said 1, C as in Carlos, Wired. Okay, JC Wired on Instagram, Snapchat, and then for Facebook it's just vice versa. It's Wired JC, and there's I'd like to be wired, man. I appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you.
All right, so the food is here. It's probably the healthiest lunch we've ever had.
All right, guys, we're done.
So
we're finished.
Let's do this pretty